What's going on? What's up, Dub Nation? This your man C Dougie coming to you with winners and losers of the NFL draft. I know the draft has finally ended. Where 3 days passed, so a lot of people are reevaluating. I know people are sitting here looking at fifth-year options, trying to see is there somebody on the roster that they need to extend. Also, contracts will be negotiated. Some contracts are already be paid because they already know the cap for a quarterback, first rounder, first through fifth pick, first round. Later in the round, also you still do have teams that are sitting there trying to sign undrafted free agents. So we're going to jump into a couple of winners and losers that I see that won the draft. Before we get into the content, please hit the subscribe button for me. Hit the like button as well. Leave a comment. It's not going to take long. Just say, hey, great video. Oh, I don't like the video. Well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? We love the comments at What's Up, Dub. Please leave a comment for us. Let us know exactly what and how you feel about the video. So, like we said, winners and losers. I'm not going to sit here and talk about my Carolina Panthers. How I feel about it, but this is me doing my research and me looking at what really happened throughout the draft, what was on the board, what were you able to see on the board, and etc. So the first thing that we're going to sit here and talk about is the Indianapolis Colts. Anthony Richardson, yes. I did not want my Carolina Panthers to get Anthony Richardson because I was very high on CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. Yes, we got Bryce Young. But overall, for their draft in particular, they took a lot of pieces that Carolina was looking at. We look at it like we see Anthony Richardson right here. Then the second round, they sat there and got Julius Brent. He is going to be a surprise pick. This gentleman right here was on our draft board. He came in and did a visit with Carolina. A lot of YouTubers, a lot of insiders are sitting here saying Carolina was very high on this guy. I was so upset that Indianapolis took him so quick. But again, for the value of the second round that they got, this young man, he's gonna do great things in that defense with like the Stephon Gilmore's leaving. And then just bringing that young juice in the backfield. His tape definitely shows that he has great hips. He tracks the ball very well, and he's not afraid to hit your butt either. So shout out to the Indianapolis Colts getting their new corner piece as well on defense. Then we scroll. They got my man Josh Downs. Yes, I am happy that we got Jonathan Mingo, but I wanted a wide receiver, and my wide receiver choice was Josh Downs. But Josh Downs is another piece that Carolina had in a local pro day that came to the Panthers Stadium to try out and get a look at. That's a void that they needed to fill, along with Pittman, with Paris Campbell leaving. They do have, is it Alec Purse or Price, however you want to say his name? He was not expected to do a lot, but with the quarterback revolving door that they had, now they have a set piece and Anthony Richardson. I know they have the quarterback that's out of Texas. Is it Eckler? So I really do think that having Josh Downs being there, he plays bigger than his size. That's all I have to say. I'm a homer for it. He plays bigger than his size. If you know who Drake May is, that was Drake May's #1 target right there. So shout out to Josh Downs. Then they got Blake Freeland, offensive lineman. Indianapolis Colts have had problems with keeping their line healthy, so I feel like this is a depth piece, and also he can come in and compete with their offensive line. Again, they have a top 5 line if they all stay healthy. Then they got a gem right here with the D tackle out of Notre Dame that sat there and fell in their lap. It was nothing they had to do. He fell in their lap. Why not take it whenever somebody has a grade to be a second, late second, early third, and see where he fell at 110, right outside of top 100 college prospects trying to get drafted. So great job of their scouting team taking advantage of it and going to draft him. And I know Nets, Darius Rush out of South Carolina, definitely wanted him to play along with J.C. Horn, his teammate. But again, Indianapolis Colts crushed it from start to finish. Everything was basically laid in their lap. Nothing they had to do where they had to do, any type of trades. They got Daniel Scott as well. Will Mayer, tight end out of Miami, was a tight end that was on my board. I was looking at if we were going to possibly bring one in. And then they had Evan Hall. Also, Tyus Leo and Jalen Jones. Then they got a couple more, Jake Witt, and that's all for the Indianapolis Colts. So overall, I would give the Colts an A+ for their draft. They got their new quarterback. I do think their new head coach coming from the Philadelphia Eagles will try to sit there and do the same thing that he did with Jalen Hurts. They do have pieces there. They do have Jonathan Taylor as well. So shout out to their front office and their organization. They killed the draft. Next on the list is the Seattle Seahawks. Let's see who the Seahawks brought into their reigns. They started draft outright with the number 5 pick, getting Donovan Witherspoon, a knocker. When I say knocker at a corner. Then they got Njigba at Ohio State. I don't know how you look at exactly how he fell. He was the first wide receiver off the board, and then there were 4 receivers to follow after Njigba was taken at the 20th. Then they sat there, rounded out the second round with Darian Hall out of Auburn. Then got the running back out of UCLA, Charbonnet. I feel like that's a 1-2 combo. Even then, they have Kenneth Walker already. I like that pick as well. And I know Penny did leave, and I want to say Penny went to the Philadelphia Eagles. So that was a great job with them as well. Got guard Anthony Brockford. Carolina was also looking at Anthony Brockford. I'm referencing Carolina because that's my team, and I know that's who a player we were looking at as well. Also got D tackle Cameron Young, DN Mike Morris. Got a center out of Michigan, safety Jared Reed II. I know Carolina was possibly looking at him as well in the later rounds. We went ahead and got Jamie Robinson as well. And then Kenny Minitich out of Georgia. Really and truly, they got another weapon for Geno. They have another receiver on the opposite side of DK Metcalf. I love how they got Derek Hall. He will have a definite impact alongside Bobby Wagner coming back to the Seattle Seahawks. And I do like the running back. I do think that can help Kenneth Walker as well to have another thumper that can come right behind him and get those hard yards. And he's not the type that's a soft runner. He loves contact. So you're going to have to sit here and take him down as well. This is another A draft for me. And like I said, I mean, I gave my parents a decent grade. I'm not mad at it. We have potential. We have to sit here and wait for certain players. But this draft right here is a solid draft from start to finish as well. Next on the list, we had the Philadelphia Eagles. I wasn't going to sit here and jump out because everybody's been jumping on the Eagles. Oh, you know, they're the Eagle Bulldogs. Yes, they are. There's no lie. There's no joke about it. They know exactly what they did. Going back from last year, getting 2 of the players from Georgia winning their first championship, and now they're going back to back. For them to get Jalen Carter, they didn't have to do anything. I know his trouble past. Rest in peace to his teammate and the trainer that died. I know a lot of people were scared to touch him. But for them to get Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith, and they trade up to get Nolan Smith, dynamic. For them to join Jordan Davis and the linebacker as well, nothing there to sit there and complain about. Got a lineman out of Alabama. Sidney Brown falling there to the 3rd round to them was a great pick. That man displayed a lot in the Senior Bowl out in Mobile, Alabama. But the kicker was Kelee Ringo sitting there to the 4th round. This man was supposed to go projected in the 1st round, and he fell away to the 4th. So shout out to the Eagles. They sat there, didn't have to do anything. Again, it fell in their lap. And then, yes, they did get Tanner McKee out of Stanford, and they got Mora Ojoba out of Texas. But another thing people do need to realize, they trade a 5th-round pick next year for DeAndre Swift, and they'll have to pay him, I think, $1.5 or $1.7 million. That's the steal right there. You get I know he's banged up, but I'm going to use the word banged up running back that can be healthy and play behind this line that you guys have. Yes, we got Miles Sanders, but for you guys to replace him with DeAndre Swift, and then you still have Gainwell and you still got Boston Scott. I'm so sick of the Eagles, man. I'm not going to sit here and say what the media is saying because I do think my Panthers will be competitive, but they didn't lose a beat here, man. The Philadelphia Eagles did not lose a beat. The rich got richer. Shout out to their GM. Everybody has been giving him so much heartbreak, but the last 2 years, this man has let the criticism come and just said, look what I've done. Now shut up and let's play. So shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles for also being a winner. a loser. No, my pop's gonna be mad at me, but hey, pops, it is what it is. I'm sorry, Dallas Cowboys, man. I feel like the Dallas Cowboys reached a lot for a couple of these picks. I do love the D tackle out of Michigan that they did sign, Moxie Smith. That does free up Marco Parsons. So he doesn't have to take a lot of double teams. They still do have Destin Lawrence. So I do like that addition for them right there in the first round. But for them to sit there and get Luke Schoonmaker, there was more talent up there. There was better tight ends. You had Darnell Washington still. I think I don't know if Michael Meyer was out there as well, but there were still plenty of tight ends for you to sit. I know you have Musgraves as well. There was no reason for you to take a leap and get Luke Schoonmaker. I don't know if you were just trying to mimic what Dalton Schultz had for production, but there was no reason for you to jump and go get a tight end that early, and you still have better tight ends on your roster. The one winning I will say that they do have is shout out to Deuce Vaughn. His dad is a scout for them. He was able to call his son and tell him that he will be joining him there or here in Dallas. So other than that, we know how the Cowboys do. They reach for a lot of players. Jerry Jones, the owner, GM, however you want to call his title. I really feel like they've reached a lot for the players that they had. The linebacker Overshay is out of Texas. There was definitely, more value where you could sit there and got a wide receiver. Yes, you have CeeDee Lamb. Yes, you got the speedster. That's a special team that they had. You also got wide receivers that's coming off injury. So why not sit there and double down? Because the NFL is a excruciating long season. So sit there and try to help your quarterback out. Sit there and try to help your star wide receiver out with getting him extra help on the other side, man. I know they got Brown. Brown's coming off an injury, but it's the Cowboys. Like I said, I'm done talking about them. You also got the Washington Commanders. Almost called them the Redskins. It's, again, they got Emmanuel Forbes. I like them, but again, I'm not a GM. I'm not sitting here telling them what to do, but I feel like on the board, they had him higher than Joey Porter Jr. I don't know what the Commanders are thinking. New York Jets is another one. New York Jets, you got Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to be here for the 4 or 5 years. This is a short, possibly 2 or 3 year window for you guys. You could have added more wide receiver help. He's never had someone or a team sit there and give him offensive weapons in the first round. It's always second and beyond. Yes, they added more protection up front, which you do need with Aaron Rodgers being up there in age, but still help your quarterback out with weapons. Who else did we have? I think we got one more loser, man. No, that's it. Like I said, tell me what you guys think, man. The draft is over with. Did hear that the NFL schedule will be trying to come out on the 11th or 12th. So I cannot wait to see how many primetime games certain teams get. It's getting closer and closer. Mini camps, training camp. Then we have preseason and it's game time, man. I'm so excited for this NFL season just for my Panthers. Like I said, with the new coaching staff, we have a new quarterback, how aggressive we were. I'm just a sports junkie. That's if you want to say it, man. But again, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, share the video as well, leave a comment over here as well. Again, don't forget our 2 promos. You have to be a subscriber in order to get either the jersey giveaway and also the $200 cash out giveaways to you, the subscribers, man. Again, it's your man, C. Dougie. Didn't think of a quote today, but please know I appreciate all the love everybody's been showing to the channel. Please continue to keep me in your prayers as I continue to recover. Just because I'm doing a video does not mean I'm fully there, but I just thank God that I am here because it could have been different. Again, I appreciate every single one of you guys. One love.